today we're doing a student tour with one of our students, Irvy. She's been our student for about a year now, and she's managed to accumulate 5 rent-to-rent properties, and she managed this all with university and a part-time job. We're going to find out how she did it and if Airbnb is actually working for her 1 year later. Irvy, how much did it cost for you to furnish this property?
It's about £2,500.
And it's a 1-bedroom property. What's the rent?
The rent is £950 on it because it's in the city centre.
What are the bills like?
£350.
So we're looking about 1,300 for your outgoings. What are the nightly rates at the moment?
I would charge between £115 till £150 because I've placed 2 sofa bed instead of 1. As this is a bigger property, they can sleep 5 people in here, so I can charge a bit more.
And what are the profits for this unit?
Anywhere between £900 and £1,000 per month.
The fact that you've been able to furnish this for $2,500 and your ROI, which you're making around £900 to £1,000 per month, it's looking like you're gonna reach your investment in about 3 months, right?
I think I've already done that because I've released this property in January.
Okay.
So yeah, it's been a few months and I think I've got all the money back because I've had someone stay for a month, I've had someone stay for 14 days, and this property is the one which is like I get longer bookings on. So
why do you think that is?
I do get people who works around here, and because we've got kitchen, they prefer to stay with us.
And people that work around here, you mentioned. So do you think that your property is getting booked out because of the location?
Yes, it is.
Why did you choose this location?
Because it's very close to city centre, the Belgrave Road, bus station, and everything is very close to each other. So yeah, I think this location is very ideal for someone looking to stay.
And like the companies around here that you see that the workers are working in, what kind of companies are they?
We've got some construction going on in city centre, and then yeah, we've got travellers. I've had someone who come from Brazil. They came with family and they stayed here with me. So yeah, they found it very ideal location.
Seems like it's treating you well.
It is.
So Irvy, we have a tennis table, and it also converts into
a pool table. Yeah.
Let me know like what your thought process was in adding this amenity into the property.
So as you can see, the living room is quite long and we've had extra space to place this. I thought it would be great to have another amenity for guests so that they can come in and relax.
Do you think it's helped to attract more guests?
It does, yeah. This particular unit is the best performing one. I think adding stuff such as like pool table, hot tub, just to get extra bookings because they can like come and chill here after they finish work, or even the kids, they love looking at stuff such as this. And then I've got plenty of board games down there as well.
Do you think this has helped you to increase the nightly rates compared to what they are charging in the surrounding area?
Yeah, so you know when people book, we see if they've got a pool table, if they've got like swimming pool, etc, etc. So with this location, obviously can't give them a hot tub or a swimming pool, but obviously if I could add a pool table as I had extra space, then yeah, I've tried my best to provide more amenities for them during their stay.
Amazing. So we also have your logo here. Tell me a bit more about the reason why you decided to add this in.
So you know when people come here and play the games, sometimes they take pictures as well as we do. I thought it would be great to have our business out there. When people take pictures, then obviously they can advertise for me for free.
Has it helped you to get direct bookings?
I've had direct bookings through people. This young couple who stayed with us, they did recommended people and they showed the pictures they've taken from this property to their friends, and when they visited, they basically booked with us direct.
The reason why I love that is because it's helping you to avoid the Airbnb fees. They charge around 15 to 18% per booking. If someone was to take a picture of this and post it online and someone then contacts you directly, you will be getting that extra 15 to 18% on top.
Of course, that makes a lot of difference, to be honest. Getting direct booking is very important. As well as Airbnb, because they've got bigger platform. Long-term ones, when you get it direct, then yeah. There are other tips and tricks which you can do to make them book direct with you. When you have like Airbnb inquiry and stuff, you gotta basically message them saying, okay, we can give you more discount. Obviously, come book with us direct.
I just want to touch upon a point you mentioned, Irvy, that this is one of your best performing units. Were you thinking that it would be one of your best performing before you took it on, or were you thinking taking a bit of a gamble with this one?
Initially, I really knew the area because I'm from Leicester. I thought this would work well because I did look at other flats in this particular building. The flats were tiny compared to this one. This one I had to pay £100 more for the rent because I can place the pool table here and then obviously the bigger dining table, 2 sofa bed instead of 1. It worked out well.
The way I see it is, let's say you're paying an extra £100 a month in rent for something slightly bigger.
Yeah.
But it means that you can sleep more people. It's more comfy, it's more spacious. What that means is even if you add on an extra £10 per night, per month, that's about an extra £300. So it's definitely a no-brainer.
That's why I made this decision to take on this property instead of the other flats they showed me around.
I know this is a 1-bedroom property. Before this, did you take on any 1-bedroom properties?
No, this was my first 1-bedroom properties,
Okay.
and then I took one in Birmingham.
You've now took one in Birmingham.
Yeah.
Is it because you've seen this one do so well?
Yeah.
I love that.
Because it's easy to maintain. Basically, you pay less cleaning charges because it's 1 bed. When you look at booking.com and Airbnb, you see more couples traveling. It's very important to have 1 bed as well as the bigger properties, yeah.
You want to make sure that you are diversifying your portfolio.
That's right.
Irvy, I just want to take it back a bit. You said that you were balancing university and a part-time job during yourself starting this business. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? Because a lot of people struggle to take action because they use the excuses of, oh, I have no time, I have university, I have school, it's not going to work out. So what did you do different?
I did nothing different, but to be honest, I took risk. Obviously, I had to manage my time, but I did it. If I can do it, anyone else can do it. So last year, when I started the program, I was off uni for a bit, like because of the summer holidays, and then I was free, so I could definitely do it because I had a part-time job at the time. I wanted to get out of uni with something in my hand, either a full-time job or this. So I took risk and I completed the program, took on my first unit. By the time I started my final year, I had a unit and it was successfully working. While I was at uni, other than that, I was focusing on getting more units. So now I've just finished uni with 5 units and I'm making money. So I don't have to worry about looking for graduate jobs or anything, which obviously like is giving me more freedom. Yeah, I'm just chilling.
And all the rest of your friends at university?
Oh, they're all looking for jobs and they just call me, oh, you're a businesswoman, you don't have to worry. Will you hire us?
It's crazy because usually when university students, when they graduate, they think that I'm finally graduated, I'm going to be successful now. However, when you graduate, you now have the stress of having to find a job, and all the jobs, they want you to have experience before you even get a job. So that's like one of the biggest barriers that most people are finding. However, with yourself, you've got these 5 rent-to-rent properties that are cash flowing every single month for you. Can you let us know how much are you making collectively from all these units?
Last month, overall, I made 10 grand. That was a revenue basically. And then after spending, I was left with around 3,500. That's how much profit I made last month.
You're making more than someone that has done a degree, graduated.
That's true. And like this month, only half the month, I've already made like 3.5 grand. So now it's summer month, so we'll be looking at more profit.
Do you know how crazy that is?
Yeah, I can't believe it myself. But
the average wage in the UK is £2,500 every single month.
Yeah.
You've literally just come out of university and you're making 10k per month in revenue.
Yeah.
Okay. It only took you 1 year to get to that point, and you're making 3.5 grand in profit. Like, you get to take that home every single month, and you didn't even need to, get a graduate job. It's crazy, honestly.
I'm like, sorry, this is not for the video, but I'm like tearing up. Irvy, it's
Honestly.
crazy. My point of view, like what I'm hearing from this is you've spent 1 year in business and you're already making 3.5 grand.
Yeah.
But people go to school, they go to college, they go to university, they spend more than around 6 years in education, and they come out maybe with 1 grand a month, 2 grand a month. You've done more than what they would be able to achieve in 1 year.
Yeah.
What if someone says to you, Irvy, that you got lucky?
It's all hard work. Trust me, the mental breakdowns I had. Obviously, no one sees it off camera what's going on, but I had to juggle all of it at once. For me, it was a bit of struggle because maintaining 5 properties, listing them, everything that comes with it was difficult. It wasn't easy. I had to miss a few classes in university, but I knew what I was doing. I was not just messing around here and there. So yeah, it's all worth it at the end. And now I've hired a VA and I can have all the time to myself. I've started going gym. I'm just taking my own time now, relaxing.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, Irvy, what disadvantages were you given?
So first of all, I'm not from UK. We came here in 2016, me and my family. I was 16 at the time. Of course, the language. I did study English in India, but obviously it's a bit different here. It is scary because even like simple sentences, I used to find it difficult to understand when I first came here. Started going college, and the main thing was the confidence. I was not confident enough to speak in front of the people, and now I can say I can do it.
So what I'm hearing, Irvy, is that you came from India, you moved to UK when you were 16.
Yeah.
Like you've spent most of your years in India, and I feel like I can relate, Leena can relate as well, because we've, 22 moved to Dubai now, and it's a whole different environment. Whether they speak English or not, it's not about that. You're living in a whole different country, in a whole different environment. It does sometimes take a knock on your confidence.
It does, yeah.
But you acknowledged that you weren't the best speaker, and you said to yourself, hey, I'm not the best speaker, but if I call them on the phone, I feel like I'll be able to get away with it. And you overcame that barrier, right? Yeah. And I think what's important in business is understanding the person that you are, what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, because if you find that out, you become unstoppable. For the person that is confident in person and not on the phone, go speak to agents and landlords in person, right? And if you're more confident over the phone, then speak to them over the phone.
Yeah, so just because this business model, you don't have to be everywhere. You can be on your phone, you can be online with guests, you can obviously chat to them, you don't have to like call them or anything. But when you do, I'm still confident enough to like be on call with them. If you can't do that, you can obviously hire VA who can do this for you. So yeah, nothing's stopping you.
So Irvy, in less than 1 year, you managed to scale from 1 to 5 units. How did you manage to do that?
So initially, when I started the program in April, I had my first unit in June, and then basically worked on the unit, got it up on Airbnb booking.com and the website. After that, I waited another month and started calling the landlord to see like what I can achieve. And then after that, within like a few months, I've had my second unit and this one
At the same time?
at the same time.
How did you do that? How did you get 2 units at the same time?
So yeah, I was a bit confused to take on 2 units at a time, but this one needed nothing doing. The other unit was already running as an Airbnb, but the landlord could not manage it, so he said he would like to give it away. I knew I didn't have anything to do in that unit because this is like an apartment, and these apartments are well maintained, the paint and everything, so nothing needed doing. So it was just ordering the furniture and decorating it. That's about it. So that's why I managed to secure 2. I did use some of my own money. It really helped me because I knew how difficult it was to calling the landlords, and I had a bit of time between my assignment submissions.
Yeah.
I made the most of the timing because I got this during my Christmas holidays, and I got keys for them, and then I had 15 days of grace period, and until that, on 1st of January, I've launched both the units at the same time. Yeah, it took me 15 days to furnish them both.
Okay, and then the last 2 units, how did you get the last 2 units?
4th and the 5th, so the one was in Birmingham,
Yeah.
and one is in Leicester. So the Leicester one, my boyfriend found a Facebook post, and they said they wanted like 6 months rent in advance because they had someone who they had to evict from the property. So the process was very lengthy, and they just wanted to rent out the property, get 6 months rent in advance, which I lowered it down to 3 months. So I've paid them 3 months in advance. But now we are good friends with the landlord.
Oh,
So
that's
yeah,
good.
it's all working out, and they are happy with what we are doing. And he's offering me more and more properties here and there.
You found him from Facebook
Yeah.
Marketplace.
Yeah.
And now this same landlord is happy to offer you more units. So how did you build that good relationship with him? How did you build the trust?
I showed him what I was doing and how I was doing it. That's why he was happy for me to take it on, because I showed him the contract.
Which contract?
The contract you provided,
Okay.
the company-led contract. I showed him the draft, and I said we can make changes to this, and I offered him the guaranteed rent, etc. So he basically wanted someone trustable, and we had a meeting, and we basically made our ways. He's got friends and family around all over the UK. He's offering me properties here and there at all times.
So So going back a bit, you were saying that you are now going to hire your first VA.
I've already hired them.
You've hired her already?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got cleaners now and you've got a VA. So what does that mean for you now?
Hiring a VA was necessary because now I've got 5 units. Before it was only like 1 unit, 3 units. Yeah, I managed to like do everything. But having a team is very important because I was like a one-man army.
Yeah.
I was doing everything on my own, bringing the listing up to the standard and like changing descriptions all the time, changing the title, optimizing on Airbnb, booking.com, etc. Maintaining the online platform was a bit time consuming and it needed me to be there like mentally and everything.
I personally hate speaking to guests.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that, right? Because it's not an income generating task. Like, I am not moving any needle if I am all day I'm talking to guests,
Yeah.
right? How is that growing the business? That's not the role of an owner of a company. The owner should be looking for ways to grow. For example, building relationships with landlords. So it's really good to hear that you've now decided to hire the virtual assistant and you're kind of getting the feeling of being your own boss now, because now you have a bigger responsibility. You have to make sure that she has enough work to do every single day. How does that feel for you?
It's great that obviously like I can just message them and say, look, could you get this done? Could you get that done? Rather than me doing it myself.
Yeah.
It's just better to tell them. And then they've got the contacts for my cleaners and everything. So obviously they manage everything, the day-to-day activities with the cleaner, with security deposit, etc. It's more hands-off experience now. I can proudly say that I can look forward to get more units.
And more time back, right?
Yeah.
So Irvy, what made you want to reach out to me and Leena to get the guidance? Why not just do it yourself?
I did Amazon FBA, tried doing that, I've tried Shopify, I've tried plenty of different things, but I've seen few videos here and there about Airbnb arbitrage and etc. But I came across your video on Instagram and then I was like, no, I need to know what is this and how do you do this? Because it's a big thing to take on a property, take on responsibility and not doing it right. So I wanted to do it right. That's why I reached out to you and got onto the program and I found it really helpful because you guys literally told me what to do and how to do it.
I remember when we were on the phone to you, I think Leena called you and you were asking a few questions about the first property, about calling landlords and stuff like that.
I remember you being very shy. You were finding it difficult to know what to say to landlords. But the real truth is, it should all flow if you know the service that you are offering to the landlord.
True. To be honest, just because you guys were there and you told me like you will be there to hold my hand, that gave me that boost of confidence that okay, if I fall, I've got someone to hold on to me. They'll tell me what I'm doing wrong and like I'm not gonna make any expensive mistake. It's great to have you guys on board, learn from you guys because you know what you're doing, you've done it and you've been there. Whatever I am is because of you guys today.
And yourself as well.
It takes a very unique individual to lower their ego and say, hey, you know, I do have some experience in this, this and this, but I'm not an expert in this, so I have to be willing to be a learner. Because a lot of people are like, I'll do it myself, but they spend 1 year, 2 years, 3 years in this phase of I'm gonna do it myself, I'm gonna learn it myself, and they never do anything.
No, they don't.
But you've managed to do 5 properties in that 1 year of maybe someone else.
So I've had people message me to say like, how did you find the program? Because they're thinking to join, etc. So I said to them like, to be honest, you're just wasting your time. Just go for it.
People think that you're our family member and we paid you to hire these apartments. They all think it's all fake and like you don't actually make money. They think it's all
then what about the units on the website and the Airbnb? They can check the occupancy and etc. as well, innit?
We'll drop Irvy's payments right here, guys.
So thank you guys for watching. We're going to be touring more of our students' properties and we're going to be showing you more about the inside of rent to rent and the service accommodation industry. So if this is something that you're looking to get into and you're looking for a way out and you're looking for, you know, making an extra source of income, then this is the channel for you. Stay tuned.